Welcome once again to Cheesy Dan Reviews, the perfect place for the picky eater to pick their preferred piece of pizza. On this episode, we're going to be featuring Cerrones'sbrickoven Pizzeria. Specifically, this is their old world style cheese pizza. Now, Cerrones is a local pizza restaurant to me. It's not a chain. However, they are a small restaurant with a big reputation. They've won championships for the best pizza in the Southeast 2 times. And most recently in 2025, they won a world's best pizza in a competition. So they have a pretty big reputation. So I guess the only thing we've got to find out is, did that reputation live up to the hype? And is this cheese worth your dough? I guess we're going to have to open up the box and take a bite, and then we'll find out. To determine if this cheese is worth your dough, we're going to judge it based on its appearance, its day one taste, its value. Take a slice and stick it in the fridge. Come back on day 3 for the reheat. We'll take all 4 scores, add them together, divide them by 4, and then we'll know the cheesy score. Now we need to open up the box and see what it looks like. So the Cerrones Old World Style Cheese Pizza, it's advertised as having olive oil, dollops of tomato sauce, and it's supposed to have a mozzarella cheese, and you could definitely see all of that there.
Would you take a look at that?
As far as the crust cooking, it does look like it's cooked pretty perfectly. I'm not seeing a lot of grease. There's a little bit there you can see right here in this area, but not too bad. The olive oil is definitely visible, especially when you get into areas like right in here where you can see it. And I guess we're going to have to see how this tastes. So we need to get one slice out. And you know what? I didn't give you a chance to pick which slice. You know, if you were to pick a slice, which one would you get?
How about that one right there?
I think I'm going to go with this one. Is that the one you would have picked? But let's go ahead and let's take it out. You can see it. It's a pretty thin style cheese. It's a thin crust, very evenly cooked. You know, I would say this on overall first appearance, you know, especially for an old world style, it is a little unique, a little bit different than the standard style pizza, but it is definitely a very tasty looking pizza.
Oh boy, is my mouth watering.
I would say as far as my first look at it, I'm going to give this one an 8 as far as its original appearance. So definitely an 8 for a first appearance. I'm going to skip value just for a moment. I want to go ahead and get to the taste. So let's give it its day one taste. You know what, it is different because of the style of the way they make this pizza. And the fact that you get the spots of tomato sauce and then mixed in with the olive oil. So I feel like it's a pizza that's probably better 8 when it's folded in half. So let's give that one try. You know, I can definitely taste the olive oil. The tomato sauce is perfect. Honestly, there's nothing to complain there. It's not too sweet. It's not too bitter. It's honestly just perfect.
You think I'm perfect?
The crust is cooked exactly as how you want it to be. It's just perfectly cooked. It's not undercooked. It's not overcooked. They really did a good job on the cooking of the pizza itself, and I know they do cook these in a brick oven. I would say my day one taste, I'm gonna put it at an 8.5. The day one taste is very good. The only thing I would like to see, probably a little bit less of the tomato sauce, where you have smaller dollops, I guess. But that's just my own personal taste. Maybe for you that wouldn't be the case. Now, in terms of value for this pizza does come in at right about $20. In the world of a specialty, you know, premium sit-down style restaurant, that is definitely nothing out of the ordinary for them. Most of those pizzas, you're going to find them to be anywhere between $18 and $30. So I feel like as far as value goes, if you're expecting this type of a specialty pizza, this is going to be pretty much right on par with what you should expect. It could easily be a $25 pizza as far as what they could be charging for it. So I feel like as far as a value score, I feel pretty fair at putting this one at an 8. Sure, I'd love to see it at $16, but that's not going to happen. But it also could be 25, and I'm glad it's not that expensive. So I'm going to put this one at an 8 for a value score. So day one, starting off really strong for cerrones. I could definitely see why they value them the way they do. It kind of makes me want to go back and try just their standard cheese pizza as well. But at this point, we're going to stick a slice in the fridge, come back on day 3 so that we can find out what our cheesy score is.
3 days later.
Well, thanks for sticking with me for day 3 review of the Cerronesbrickoven Pizzeria Old World Style Cheese Pizza.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
You can see I've got it here in the bag, just got it out of the fridge. Let's take it out. Now you can see here on the pizza itself, it did hold up pretty well. It's still pretty appetizing. There is a little bit of evidence of the grease right in this area right here, but nothing more than what we saw on day 1. So now the only thing we've got left to do for this pizza is we need to put it on a plate, heat it up, come back and give it a taste. That was quick. I guess instant cooking is now an option.
It's magic!
Nah, I just stuck it in the oven, cooked it before I brought it up here. But now that it's cooked, it's time to go ahead and give it its day 3 taste. So let's get to it. Well, nothing left to do but to chew it. I'll say this one on day 3, it does lose a little more than what I'm used to. Typically, most of these pizzas, when I reheat them for day 3, well, of course, with the exception of the 5 cheese DiGiorno that was terrible on day 3, most of them tend to only lose about a half a point or so, if nothing at all, on day 3. I will say this pizza has lost a little bit more. It almost feels like the sauce has become a little bit more aged and muted. Overall, not a bad pizza. Definitely something you would enjoy on day 3. But I would say that this one still is definitely better on day 1. For a day 3 score, I'm actually going to put this one at a 7. So that is a little bit of a loss from day 1. Not too bad. Still keeps a good standing. So this one actually comes in at a cheesy score of 7.875. Very good showing for cerrones. That actually puts it in our number 3 place. That's going to put it just below Johnny's New York Style and Mellow Mushroom, but it's going to put it ahead of everything else on the table so far. So out of 16 pizzas, a 3rd place finish, not a bad showing. So hopefully you've enjoyed this review. Maybe you live local and you have a chance to try cerrones and tell me what you think about it. But you know what to do at this point. Like, share, comment, tell me what your thoughts are on this pizza. And most importantly, until we eat again, stay cheesy.